Hello, Steve White, Steve White C9. Well, I'm here with Bert and Ernie to celebrate the fact that Netflix has apparently bought Sesame Street. So Sesame Street is back in production. It was recently cancelled by some streaming service. I can't remember which one it was on, but I didn't know it had even been sold. My whole life growing up, Sesame Street was owned by or on PBS. So it was free to everyone. Kids all over America and the world could access it. And it was an institution that was there for education. And then they sold it to a streamer. Now, my understanding was, I think the back catalogue was available and still on PBS and available to people, but the new shows would be behind a paywall. So I find that idea, just in general, just disturbing, and I couldn't believe that even happened. And then they cancelled it because, of course, they're for profit. They don't care about an institution like Sesame Street and the importance of education and all of that. So hearing that's gone to Netflix is good and bad. It's still bad because it's behind a paywall, but I'm assuming there'll be some sort of agreement, like with the other streamer, that the older shows would be available, and I think the new shows were to become available as well after a certain time period. So there was an exclusive period, but ultimately it wouldn't be, behind a paywall forever, and kids would still be able to see it. So I'm assuming they've got somebody like that, but at least we know Netflix will take care of it so far as the educational purpose. It will be like the point of the show, the diverse representation and pro-social values and messages and all these things that were important to and ingrained in Sesame Street will still be there. I think we can trust Netflix to take care of Sesame Street and all our little friends on Sesame Street. But they're still going to be putting stuff behind a paywall to some extent, and I don't know whether they're really releasing things on DVD and stuff like that, because Sesame Street has always done releases like that as well. So I'm a little bit troubled by the fact it's on a streamer, but it's a good and a bad. It's like, yes, it's been picked up, it's still in production, it's still going to go on, the legacy continues, but there's a limitation to who can actually see it. You have to actually have a streaming service. I know a lot of people do, most people do, but there's some people who don't, who can't afford it, and their kids should be able to see Sesame Street. So as long as they can still see Sesame Street, I'm fine, because there's so much of it, and it's been ongoing for years. It's not like there's just vintage stuff and then modern. They've been going right up until last year, basically, or whenever they sold the show. So, but ultimately, I think selling shows like this just doesn't work. Like BBC giving Doctor Who to Disney was a bit of a disaster. Sesame Street going to a streamer, it ended up just being cancelled because they couldn't make enough money out of it, because that's all they care about. Some things should stay in their homes and just accept that sort of, that works. So hopefully Netflix will do a good job of it, and there will be some access to the catalogue, and the episodes will eventually go on into the same sort of category of being part of the back catalogue. And because just the idea of exclusivity and Sesame Street just doesn't work for me. But just really happy it's still continuing, and my little friends still have a home and have work to go to, because they've got to educate a lot of kids out there. Because I think the greatest fear was that some woke media outlet, not woke media outlet, some MAGA media outlet would buy it and turn it into fake news and conspiracy theories and I could just imagine seeing Sesame Street characters, telling Trump's version of the world. And that was a nightmare. I was like, God, who's going to buy it? Where's it going to go next? Please let it be somewhere good that actually makes, Sesame Street like it should be made. And I think Netflix can be trusted with that. But, how the paywall situation and availability thing unfolds, we'll see. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the, Netflix having Sesame Street. Is this a good thing? I think ultimately yes, but just like I said, the idea of exclusivity and Sesame Street, I can't sort of wrestle with that, but we'll see.